Today I'm going to show you how to fix the well, a pretty common problem on Volvos, which is the alarm system service required. There we go. In nearly all cases, particularly on older cars like this one, you're looking at either the replacement of the Siren unit itself, which I'll show you, but what I'm actually going to do is show you how to replace the Siren battery for as cheaply as possible. The Siren units are around about £150, so I'm going to show you a fix which will hopefully cost you, dependent on the tools that you have, around about £17, something like that. Okay, so we've got the wheel off, so all we're then going to do, you've got 4 rivets here. There we go, you can see them now. Got 4 rivets here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're just in the wheel arch lining, the front wheel arch lining on the driver's side or the right hand side, if you're in another country. And then possibly, just to aid access, maybe these couple of bolts here. Just depends how dexterous you are once the wheel arch lining is taken out. Okay, so I've undone the 4 rivets on the wheel arch lining there, drilled them out, and they just pop through fairly easily using something like a 6mm drill. I think it was 6mm. Then yes, I undid the extra 2 lining bolts, which are just these 10mm plastic ones, and then you just peel the lining back here, and then the alarm unit is tucked away just up there. You can see it above the washer reservoir, so that's the unit there that we're going to be removing. There's one security bolt just there. I can just move that out of the way. Am I getting a fix on it? There it is, yeah. Now I've had this off before, so the easiest way to get around that particular bolt is to either use a Dremel or a drill to just cut a notch into it, and then you can, if you cut a slot into it, you can actually get a screwdriver on it, or you can then, you know, use like a screwdriver and a hammer just to knock it round. It's not actually very tight, that bolt, so and then you just maneuver it out. It's quite tricky. And then there's an electrical connection as well. Mine's already unplugged here, so don't forget to take the electrical connection out, so you don't snap any wires. So I'll just remove the Siren unit now and show you what's inside. Right, I thought I'd just clarify a couple of things for you whilst now it's out of the car. When you're trying to, if you imagine it's secured in the car by that one bolt there, but it's also held in by this lug just there and this lug here, and the trick is that you have to, once this bolt's removed, you have to actually pivot this up to release that lug there, because if you just try and slide it straight out, it'll lock in place. So you have to pivot it so that lug pops out, and then just pull the unit sideways or towards you, and it's out. And then once it's out of the car, you just need to get these 10mm bolts off. Well, not even off, just slacken them. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. And also on the electrical connection, you see that section just there, it's like a clip that you need to really be inserting a flat screwdriver. It's quite difficult to get a finger or thumb in there. Insert a flat screwdriver, you'll see it on the black plug, and it just allows it to then just slide off. Be very gentle with it though, because you know, if you think it's been in there for 10 years, it's it might not want to come very easily, so just take your time with that, and certainly don't pull it out by the wires, otherwise you've got a whole heap of trouble. Right, so we've got these undone now. And I'll just push the alarm unit out. So this is my old one here. As you can see, I've already had a go in there. Yours won't come with black insulating tape on. I've already had this out and attempted this particular fix that I'm showing you. Oh, by the way, if you're fitting a new alarm, a new siren, it'll just come ready in the box with the cage and the fresh security bolts. Put it back on. You don't need to watch the rest of this video, because all you do is you just take that out. Once you've unplugged it, plug in your new siren, screw it back in and replace the wheel arch lining, and that's it. So so this is for the fix now, the cheap fix. So yeah, so I've already had this off. To get into the units, what you have to do, see the seam just here, you have to, I mean, I actually did this with a Stanley knife, so it's actually very neat, but it took forever and I nearly broke my fingers doing it and nearly lost a thumb. So I would certainly recommend, you know, using something like, you know, a Dremel on a flexi shaft, obviously not with that polishing brush, you know, using just a cutting disc, that kind of thing. What I would say, if you're using something like a Dremel, you need to be very, very careful and wear eye protection, because this plastic actually melts very, very easily. And what you find is, as you're going round, you'll get little shards of molten plastic flying off, which hurt, and also it kind of, the plastic then sets and kind of re-welds itself as you're going round. So the power tool option, it's easier, but it's not necessarily quicker, because you are going over your work a lot. Anyway, so I cut mine open, and this is the sort of thing, depending on how badly deteriorated your alarm is, this is the sort of thing that you'll find. As you can see on this, my circuit board is completely goosed, and so what I'm just going to do is just pull off this electrical connection here. And then also inside the battery, inside the siren, at the bottom, there'll actually be like a black cage, black plastic cage, and that will house the battery. And the sort of batteries that are going to be in there are, it comes as like a package, and it's something like this, you know, and they do like 3 2.4 batteries in serial, and so it's a 7.2. Sorry, 3 2.4 batteries making 7.2 volts. So all you do is, to replace the battery, you have to cut out this section here using either tin snips, long nose pliers, just whatever you can really to get in there. And then you buy from eBay one of these doorbell batteries. Once again, 7.2 volts. Only this is made up of 6 1.2 volts batteries in series, making up the 7.2. It comes with bare wires, so all you do for the battery connection that's on the circuit board, let me show you this, the battery connection which is on there, all you'd have that connected to the old worn out battery. Your old worn out battery would already be in there, and all you do is you just cut it, and then so that's the original plug there, and all you do is you just cut it, and then you just splice the wires together. So I just strip them with some wire strippers, intertwine them, and then I just put a sleeve of heat shrink over it, shrunk it down, so so that's a nice, neat, solid join. If you're going for these batteries here, they're larger, as you can imagine, or longer rather than the other batteries, considerably longer, so you actually have to just fully remove the battery case there, but it will sit inside there with the circuit board on top. You'll just need to do a little bit of jiggery pokery. So what I'm actually using for this today, I'm actually going to be using a donor alarm siren, which I very kindly got for free off a member on a Volvo forum, so thank you, Dave. And he'd had an attempt on his. In the end, he just went for a new siren, because he'd tried to get in through the top and struggled. It's very important just to be like a couple of mil below that, more into the grey than into the black, but not too far into the grey. And he'd had an unsuccessful attempt there, so he'd actually gone in through the back. So we've kind of got a slightly mangled casing here, but that's not a problem at all really, because the main thing is that Dave's old circuit board is fantastic. It's lovely and clean. There's my old one with all leaked battery corrosion on it, and so I'm just going to be doing a transplant using this circuit board, basically unclipping it here, taking out the electrical connection, and because my case is slightly neater, I'm just going to be transferring it onto here, replacing the battery, taping it up, putting it back in the car, and that's the alarm battery sorted, and the alarm system service required sorted for £17. So that's what I'm going to do now. So remove the electrical connection, undo the side clips, circuit board off. That's going to go in the bin. And I use Dave's. Electrical connection off. It's worth saying that if you catch erratic alarm behaviour early enough, you won't get a corroded circuit board, so do it sooner rather than later, and you normally get the alarm system service required warning well in advance, so don't be a numpty like I was and leave it till the end. Right, so this nice fresh circuit board, just line up the lugs. There's little guide pins at the bottom there, can you see that? Electrical connection back in. Okay, so that's the new, or certainly newer looking circuit board back in there, and then I'll just be plugging in my fresh battery. Okay, and then I'll just be one way or another working this so it all sits back inside there. So I'll come back to this once I've tucked the wires in, because it's boring watching me do that, and taped up so it's ready to go back in the car. Okay, so I'm just going to put the alarm back into the Siren back into the cage now. So you just slide these lugs top and bottom just there. You can't go wrong because you've got the hole in the cage just there, and you've got the hole where the multi-plug goes in. So you just slide it along. It'll be a slightly tighter fit with all the insulating tape and stuff, so I'll just take my time doing that. I'll get that secured, and oh, it doesn't fit completely flush, by the way, so plenty of tape to, I mean, we're talking, you know, maybe 3 or 4 mil out, but it has quite an easy life under the wheel arch lining, so plenty of insulating tape to keep you know, any moisture out, and you'll be absolutely fine there. Okay, so when you're putting it back under, you have to get the orientation right, so that's that way there. So it's going to go in that way, and you're going to locate this lug first, and then that lug will pop in afterwards, and then the security bolt hole will line up, and I'll show you those holes now. Okay, so the larger one, that's that, where are we now? I can't see because of the glare on the screen, just hang on 1 second. Right, so the larger one just there, that's where the big lug goes into, and then the smaller one, that goes in second, and then you've got the security, you've got the hole for the security bolt tucked right at the top, which you probably can't see, but it'll all come clear when you do it. Okay, so that's everything complete now. Well, I say everything complete, that's the alarm back in there. So got the security bolt tucked in, both the tabs in there, and also the multi-plug, so that's all secure and it's now ready for testing. I don't know about you, but I'm actually not a massive fan of alarms, but I'm an even lesser fan of warning lights on my dash, so that's the main reason for actually doing this. And there we go now. So I turn on the ignition and there's nothing, just the mileage to the empty tank. No warning about any alarm system service required or anything like that, so that appears to be job done. So all I need to do now is lock it with the key, sorry, with the fob. So the alarm's set now. I'm getting the warning light on the dash, and then we just wait just for a few seconds, 20 seconds or so, and then what I'll do is I'll unlock the car with the key, and then hopefully we'll have the glorious sound of an alarm. And there we go. And that's how you fix your alarm. So that's the first bit, that's that bit done, and then what I'll do, I'll show you with the wheel arch lining how to get all that back in place. I mean, it falls into place naturally, and then it's just a question of doing the pop rivets along the edge just to finish the job. Okay, so it's all done, and as you can see, I very stupidly got the wrong rivets. Their head was too small and was just going straight through there, so I've quite shockingly had to use cable ties to keep the wheel arch lining in, which will do me for a day or so until I can get the correct rivets. So yeah, so do bear that in mind. The proper ones from Volvo are quite expensive, so I'll just be going to a fixing shop and just getting the right rivets for that. So it just shows you that even the best laid plans can go slightly astray, and everyone makes mistakes, but not to worry, that's how you do your alarm. Hope you find it useful.